Hello, all. So, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my journey, what's gone on, what's been happening. Um, you might notice things change. This is a really interesting holographic area. Timelines are constantly shifting and changing, and you can tell that it's got a very multi-dimensional viewpoint on it. If you see things just shift and change, it's a really cool spot. Um, so, so there we go. You know, traveling this far on my journey, it's been quite an interesting experience, gathering, the pieces of me, gathering my truth, reclaiming my sovereignty, reclaiming my power, declaring over and over and over again that I'm sovereign and free in my travels and in my path and in my knowing and in my awakening and ascension pathway. And yet there's still there's encounters that are faced. It seems that in the New Age perception, right? Interesting. I heard House on Haunted Hill. There seems to be this perception from some of these newer age teachings that everything is beautiful, wonderful, and magical, and that the high life has no pain or feeling or fear. And I went through this myself. When it was time for me to wake up out of my sweet little slumber, that I was just recently into, awakened to, that I still had fear. It was the only way that I could see that was through experience, because there was gifts that I was offering the world that had a little bit of distortion in it, and I had to recognize it. It was only when experience came about that I could finally recognize, like, wow, I still got fear, or I still got pain and torment and troublesome and all these things, and let's clear those out, because it's past tense now. It's clearing every single now moment. And a part of this next level of my journey was that there was something I was calling forward as an experience, for myself, to awaken my soul, to awaken my aspects. But there was also something that I'm being called to do and being called to share with the world. And as a result, there are things that have to go. There are things that need to be released. Coming out here to Sedona, I've been here a few times, and every time is more and more of a treasure, and this one is really a gigantic purge. My first travel to Sedona, I had my grand awakening. It was on my way to Texas. It was during 8/8, and my dear sister, who will remain unnamed at this time because at the time she wanted to remain anonymous, she took me out here to go live in Texas, drove me from my hometown in San Diego out to Texas. It's my first stop here, and I'll always remember there was one part of the journey when my arms were turning blue. I looked at my hands and I saw that my hands were blue, and that's when I awakened to my galactic nature. I awakened to my Sirian, Pleiadian, my blue ray aspects, right? My blue ray aspects of the star nations of the galactics, right? And then when I came back in the beginning of 2020, when all the stuff started to happen in the world, Samantha and I came out here and we had another experience. That was another awakening, another healing and soul retrieval. And here I am again, this time all alone, but I'm not all alone, right? So I'm here by myself. And the encounters that I've had have been beautiful and magical, and blissful and serene. And yet there's been such a mighty purge that has also occurred, right? And has been required of this has been a really deep forgiveness of myself and of others on my journey, aspects of myself that I called into my life to teach me or to express something. There's been a lot of resentment that's needed to clear, a lot of war, a lot of brutality, a lot of fear. This place is really good with clearing out the root chakra. Notice the red rock, and a lot of clearing out the masculine, right? The old deception, things like that. It's just been a very big purification ritual. And the things that are being asked of me by my higher self are wearing me down. But that's on the way up here, as I was walking up here to just have like a little ceremony to record some things and to be out in nature, I heard, this is the strongest you will ever be in your life, is right now. What you're going through, this is strengthening you. It's strengthening your body. It's strengthening your resilience. And it's not strength from this, like, you know, really kind of distorted masculine perception, but it's awakening to a new light and the strength of light. I like that, the strength of light and the strength of love. There's this thing about the soft, delicate beauty that I was in for a while, which I still love nourishing, but there's also this reclamation of masculine from within me, and that's what this site holds to me, is it very much so more of a masculine energy. I'm right next to Thunder Mountain here, and I come out here and I've been doing dirt naps, so just like sleeping in the sun, sleeping in the dirt, and doing activations, light language stuff, and it really is a beautiful place. This land is very sacred. Actually, right when I came up here, I had a big dragon show up, and it was like, you know, please honor this place. No grid work, no funny business, right? This is sacred land. And so a part of that is I honor that, but I chose to sit down here and to talk a little bit about my story, about what's been going on, right? The future timelines that are opening up right now are truly beautiful and glorious, but it requires a resignation entirely from all old earth structures. It's resigning off of all the old earth currents, all the old earth stages, all of the old earth grief, the old earth war, the old earth battle, everything old earth. And it's like, it's just shedding layer after layer after layer until there's nothing but this beautiful unified truth that exists within. And the new timelines that are opening up, it does require that. It's a unify with the all, as the all, be the all, right? There's something about how I'm relating to experience and relating to the others that's coming about right now. How am I relating to my environment? How am I relating to social classes, culture, things like that? There's been so much division strewn throughout the collective for so long that it's now realizing all these things. But it's like a true deep knowing of how distorted it's been and what it's become. And when seeing it, offering myself the opportunity to shed all the shadow and the grief of it, to come into this new unified essence of me. There's a beautiful sovereignty that's found in this place, right? Where you can defy man-made laws, not in a way that's rebellious in nature, right? But things that your mind would tell you you can't do, all of a sudden you can do. And that's what I love about the manifestation or the creation of the experiences that I've been in, is it's been all of those things that I could not do, I'm able to do, and all those things I couldn't face, I'm able to face, and all those things I couldn't feel, I'm able to feel. And I feel like that's what true sovereignty is. It's the opportunity to be in as the experience, right? Like an in full integrated unified you, which means that you can go outside of time and space to get done what you need to get done in this world. You're working with universal law without restriction. It's really like a reclamation of that whole, the new governing body is the creation from within. And while we still mind, right? Because so for myself, I'm still minding, right? I'm still minding and I'm still benefiting from the experience of living under man-made laws, right? I'm not breaking laws, right? But there's something about those things that in our storyline that we said we couldn't do, we're able to do, and we're able to purify at greater levels, to begin ascending. It's like clearing all the dissension cycles to come into the true organic ascension pathway. And for myself, you know, popping up out of the rabbit hole, the only time that can really happen is when I come out here into nature. Out there in the world, it's just filled with these black holes that you can dive into, and it can feel like quite a lonely experience when you're trying to meet people and relate, right? There's a lot of that stuff that is encountered, but there's something really beautiful just about being still in nature out here, being with the brothers and sisters of light in the trees and in the dirt and in the communication with the insects. That there's really great forgiveness and a lot of relief from our pain that happens out here. So where am I going on my journey? I have no clue. I'm following the sun. I'm following the sun. I'm following the wind. I'm following my true north. I'm following my higher self. Right? Following the heart. Treasure seekers find out who they are here. Because it's not about wealth and riches. It's about the abundant nature of love that you hold within. It's about your soul. It's about your higher self. It's about your multidimensionality. You know, I've been gifted the opportunity to work with some guides recently. These new guides that have shown up, which are aspects of me such as the Druids, the Templars, King Arthur, Camelot thing. It's created a lot of stuff in my life. The wind degrees, they're like, yep, it has. I chose to be in some timelines and worry about things I didn't need to worry about, and had some things that went on, right? And it's landed me here. And it's teaching me about love. It's teaching me about strength. It's teaching me how to fully love myself. And especially as I'm awakening to my ancestors, such as my grandpa. Gosh, man. It's been a lot awakening to the ancestors. 1111 right there. I never really had contact or touch with my ancestors, and now that they're very, very close to me and have been, it's been what it's been. Yeah, I rabbit hole myself. I know. I rabbit hole myself. Because I need that to awaken and to peer through the veil and to get greater understanding of why I've gone through what I've gone through on my journey, why I have certain struggles and manipulations and things that have occurred in my life. And I'm here just reclaiming my sovereignty and purifying as much as I can. Trying to purify the body as best as I can. And walking a lot. I think today I've walked about 9 miles. So yesterday was about 6 or 7 miles. So, and this is from being in bed all day for a very long time. So it's nice. It's nice. It feels good. I'm sore, but I love it. It's a great journey. It's a great experience. And I'm really happy to be here. But I have to keep forgiving myself, and I have to keep forgiving those parts of me that decided to do the things that they did. And that's a part of this soul retrieval, right? It's a personal soul retrieval to come out here and to grieve and to mourn and to give back to nature, to give back to Gaia, to give back to kids, right? Shitanga namuka. Go. And a part of this forgiveness work, it requires going very, very deep into those matters of the heart that really hurt to see and to process and to feel them fully. And sometimes to process them in front of strangers, without guilt, without shame, just feeling and being vulnerable. And I feel like that's probably the most interesting part of this experience, is not having that safe cubbyhole, right, to go into, but to just be out wide open and being like, here I am. I'm tired. I'm sad. I'm, whatever. And I'm not right now, so let's clear that. But feeling those things in those present moments that I was in was very interesting. And it's an interesting part of the work and of unifying, is it's not just about unifying in the place of joy, but can you unify with others when you're going through your struggle and let others in that you don't even know? Can you allow your heart to beat again and to trust that even if you're all alone, you've got people who care, even if they're strangers? Even myself, it's been so easy to create a safe space for other people, but creating a safe space for myself was always the strangest. And here I am building that safe container within my body to just be myself authentically, to not care what other people think, to not try not to be a people pleaser, right? To not try to just be a beautiful, nice guy to every single person, but it's about caring and being compassionate, but also being able to say no more when I can, right? That's the strength that's coming through. That's the resilience. That's the beauty. And I'm truly grateful for these trees, for the sun, for nature, for the red rock, for Sedona, and for all the people I've met on this journey. Many of them are homeless, and they're some of the most beautiful people I've ever talked to and worked with. And that just keeps being shared over and over again. And same thing happened in San Diego. There's a lot of beautiful people, a lot of ugliness too that happened in San Diego, but a lot of beautiful people I ran into on the streets. And same out here, just wonderful people, just getting by. And I'm just awaiting the time when these people that have these beautiful gifts feel comfortable to share them with the world, because they have a lot to offer. It's just been taken so many other ways. So anyway, we're taking back our power. We're taking back our relationship with our soul. We're taking back our relationship with our higher selves. We're taking back how we care and nurture for our body. We're taking back caring for our emotions, for our child, right? Without interference, without interceptions, without games. We're just here, man. Living life without duality. And finding what our purpose and our path to bettering ourselves and bettering humanity is. And the way that we can show the way is by being that. Not saying it, but actually embodying it and doing it. It is different than just being it and speaking it. It's about doing it. And it is hard work. It's hard work. It's hard work. These people that have built what they've built in this world that we admire, right? And that we look up to, the way showers, they've worked hard to get to where they are at. And I'm realizing that this is not easy, but it's definitely worth it and it's fulfilling. And it will get easier, right? It will get easier. But it requires us to lift off from the old bullshit and to begin to climb into the new, whatever that climbing is for ourselves. So we just have to keep going through the waterways, through the channels, through the divine, making our way to the ocean. And what a beautiful day it is to be alive, right? So I love you guys. I love you all. Much love and respect to everyone out there. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being you. Thank you for your resilience. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your gratitude. Thank you for your donations, for your likes, your shares, all those things. All those things YouTubers say that are really glamorous and appealing. Thank you. And with that, that's funny. And they're talking some stuff right now. I'm just gonna keep being me. I love you guys. And I will see you soon. Namaste.